What's happening, party people? Welcome to Silent Hill F. This is one of my games of the year. Silent Hill F, for those of you that don't know, is Konami's first real, first party Silent Hill game since coming back to game development. There was a time when Konami just said, "Oh, we're gonna make pachinko machines." Um, but we've gotten some really bad Silent Hill spin-off things, and then we got the remake by Bloober Team. Silent Hill F is their first real foray back into Silent Hill, and it is different. I will say that this takes place in rural 1960s Japan instead of in an American town called Silent Hill. All right. So unfortunately, I downloaded Silent Hill F to the PlayStation in here. I have not played it in here. However, PlayStation did look online or up in the cloud, and it found my other saves and automatically downloaded them, which sucks. We will be starting a new game. We'll just be going for the first basic ending. But I've gotten like 3 or 4. There's 5 endings, and I've gotten most of them. I adore this game so much. I'm just going to one second. We're just gonna properties. We're just gonna configure. There we go. Better. That's much better. All right. Graphics. Motion blur on is okay for me. Colorblind intensity, okay. Audio, master volume, all the audio is actually really well balanced. I think this game is really well balanced, except for maybe this. Sometimes sound effects can be really loud. I'm going to turn that down just a skosh. Controls are fine. Oh, actually, audio, dynamic range high. Okay, it's not giving me options. Oh, language. Display language, English. Voice language, Japanese. So the reason why I was really excited to play this game on stream is because Konatsu Kato, who plays the main character in this game, is nominated for Best Performance of the Year at the Game Awards. Having watched my partner play Clair Obscur, the performances are one of the few things in that game that I can confidently speak on. Can't speak about the narrative as a whole. I've seen all the major beats for Clair Obscur. I haven't physically played it, so I can't speak to the gameplay, but the performances and the music and the visuals, those are the 3 things I can speak to for Clair Obscur. And the performances in Clair Obscur are great. Charlie Cox, always great. Elizabeth English, great. Everybody in that game is great. Kato's performance fucking blows it away. Genuinely, this is the performance of the year. This is my hill to die on. So we're going to be sticking with the classic, with her original Japanese performance. Subtitles on, subtitles large, good, okay. Yeah, if these are all of my same settings, it should be fine. We're going to start a new game. We're going to go to just story difficulty for everything. We're just going to make everything as easy as possible. We're just going to... Do I want to do New Game Plus? Because there are some things that do carry over. You can upgrade your health, your stamina, and your sanity. And those upgrades do carry over into other playthroughs. And I'm just thinking, for the sake of ease, do I want to keep... What if I go to load? I don't think there should be too many spoilers. Make your way down the mountain. New Game Plus, New Game Plus. Yeah, this is a clear game file. Man, I haven't played this game in exactly a month. That's crazy. Okay, yeah, we'll just do this. We'll just do this. And there's some other things that I just won't worry about. There are things to do to get additional endings. I'm just going for the original ending, and that's super easy to do. Oh yeah, so my partner bought this game for me to play. because she does not like scary games, but she likes watching people play scary games, the same way people like watching scary movies, don't like experiencing that. I like playing horror games, but yeah, she bought the special edition that included the Pink Rabbit costume. However, again, I don't want to say for like the purest playthrough, but for the sake of immersion, we're not going to be playing with the Pink Rabbit costume. As much as it pains me.
Ne ne, 知ってる？女の人はお嫁さんになるのが仕事なんだって。
仕事じゃないよ。ひな子はお嫁さんになりたくないの？
でもお父さんに言われるとなりたくなくなる。
宿題と同じだね。
やれって言われるとやる気なくす。
お待たせ。
お姉ちゃん。
何かいいことでもあった？
昔を思い出してた。お姉ちゃんって小さい頃からずっとお姉ちゃんだったんだなって。
ひな子、私ね。
これお姉ちゃんにあげる。
綺麗だわ。ありがとう。
I fucking love the soundtrack. That's not correct.
とにかく今後のことは親の方で話を進める。
お父さん、ひな子の気持ちだって。
こんな話二度とないんだぞ。ひな子にとってこれ以上の幸せがあるか？あるわけがない。どこ行く？話はまだ終わってないぞ、ひな子。
それにしてもあのひな子がね。
あいつは本当に高校娘だ。何しろおかげで借金は全て返せる。二度と金に困らずに済むぞ。
お父さん、やめてくださいよ。ひな子に聞こえますよ。
All right.
あってたまるか。 そんなこと。
I don't believe there's anything hidden around here. No. Journal updated. I'm not going to look at the journal as much as I can because, again, we're playing a New Game Plus playthrough. Just for the sake of ease. And there are a lot of spoilers in the journal because it keeps all of the journal stuff unlocked from previous playthroughs. So this save alone has 3 separate playthroughs worth of journal entries. I've gotten the original ending. I've gotten one of the other endings. There's a good ending and there's a good second ending, a bad second ending. I think I've gotten the good second ending, so I have to play through again and get the bad one. But you need to have at least 2 other endings, including the first one, to get the quote-unquote true ending, which I haven't gotten there yet, but I've also done the joke ending. Alright, trying to remind myself of controls. Unfortunately, I don't think I have anything. Yeah, I don't have anything to actually... Yeah. So these are equipables that I've gotten throughout the games that... actually, it just says what they do. I've got 4 equipped right now. This one slightly restores health after defeating an enemy. This one greatly increases stamina recovery speed and greatly shortens out of breath duration. Very useful. Increases all 3 of the stats across the board. And when using a restorative item, you will not be interrupted by normal attacks. So if I'm using a healing item, it's Leaf Bracer from Kingdom Hearts. God, this game is so ambient. Like, Konami always knocks it out of the park with the ambience and aesthetic, the tone of Silent Hill games. This should just, save progress. So to enshrine stuff is basically, if you see up in the corner, we have Faith. And Faith is how we do some of this other stuff, such as praying and drawing Omamori. And to get Faith, we can enshrine objects, offer items in exchange for Faith. So I can offer some healing items, and there are some things that exist just to be enshrined. There are some pickups that exist just to be a big... It's the treasure items that exist just to be sold. A woman is only complete when she is loved, featuring the latest fashion of young women so pure they even make flowers blush. Alright. Alright, Minari-sama, the Fox Gods, enshrined. Yeah, so this village, I guess just since we're not going to be delving too deep into some of the notes and stuff that I picked up. So this village exists sort of out of time. They have child laughter. they have smaller, more local traditions that don't quite line up with what larger religious practices in the region adhere to. Kind of like their own local folklore and things like that. And the primary god that they pray to here is the fox god Oinari. And Oinari, there's a lot of imagery in this game of foxes, and they talk about like if it rains while it's sunny out, they call that a fox wedding, which I believe is I believe that's regional to Japan. That phrase, which I really like. Yeah, so this house is actually closed in the first playthrough, but this offers the first real... This is the first part of the game that New Game Plus opens up with, and it is the first puzzle. We saw the Oinari shrine outside, and there is a special item that you can only get in New Game Plus that begins by doing all of the Oinari Shrine puzzles. And the puzzle is always just find a thing, bring it to the shrine, and it'll show you some, like there'll be a photograph or something, it'll kind of show you a vague location. But we have all of these locked boxes throughout the house. So if we go here, there should be a key in here for the balcony. Pink dress. Isn't that cute? Yeah. Play house like a good girl. Balcony key. This is from Sakuko, but it's too cute. Yeah, so it's not always super clear. I think the implication is that this building is like a storehouse for the main character's family. Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I played the game. Hang on, what is... I'm just gonna look real quick at the journal. Don't peek too hard, don't peek too hard. Hinako. Yeah, so Hinako, and then our three friends, Sakuko, Shu, and Rinko. Junko is our sister. That's who we saw at the beginning of the game. In the wedding garb, the traditional ceremonial garb. A Boy's Diary. He wants to be a treasure hunter, and so he wants to find a girl who will hunt treasure with him. So he has set up a little game for hunting treasure. And really, like, we got, or on an earlier playthrough, I got the last thing you get from these puzzles is the it's like a little doll to bring to the Oinari shrine, and I've already done that. So the only thing really to get that's new. I love when this game does that. Chocolate. Yeah, I just want to collect some pickups before things really start. Oh, look, and that's also new. Buy it. Hello. We'll open this up. Was there only chocolate? No. So this is where the special item was. More chocolate. Okay. Is this the treasure? No, it's chocolate. Okay. Well, a couple of chocolates aren't bad. And the Orari. The Orari are... chocolate is a healing and sanity item that you can enshrine for quite a bit. And the Orari is a small healing item that heals more if used in succession. So you usually find a handful of Orari back to back. It can be enshrined for a little bit. I'm not too concerned about health. Like, sanity, I'm playing on the easiest difficulty. Sanity, I don't think even decreases on this difficulty. I'm gonna actually turn the... I'm gonna turn the game up. I'm gonna go to options, audio. Let's turn like everything else down. Leave the voices up. Can't go in there. And I'm not too concerned with scouring for collectibles and diary pages and all that stuff that goes along with a survival horror game. Not just Silent Hill, but survival horror in general loves its journal pages. But if I see anything new, I'll pick it up. But yeah, so this village, Ebisugaoki? Ebisugaoki, I believe. Information. Ebisugaoka. Yeah, the village of Ebisugaoka is really rural, and they've had some issues in the past with modernizing, I guess would be the way I put it. There have been some journal entries I found that are like, oh, a doctor moved to town with, you know, newfangled. Thought I heard something. I'm just gonna like pop that. All right. Yeah, Ebisugaoka has had like a doctor moves to town, and there are journal entries of like, oh, that newfangled medicine, herbal tea works just fine. And there are doctor's notes that are like, I'm trying to work with the people of this town. People are sick. People are getting sick from some of these herbs. You know, some herbs are good, and I will meet them halfway through, you know? Drink your tea, but please take this pill with your tea. That kind of stuff. What I adore about this game is there's a lot of... in Silent Hill in general, is there's always a lot of ambiguity. Something that I think is really, like, Silent Hill's strongest suit is how it's the outcomes, the intent of the characters, and the outcome of the stories are always vague. And I think this game does that really well. It plays a lot with social paranoia. Oh, that's something else too. I do want to read the... Okay. I guess just before we really get into this, I do want to read a bit of the trigger warning stuff. I'm just gonna... Silent Hill F... content warnings. Come on. See if I can find the, yeah, because we saw it a little bit at the beginning. Yeah, I just want to, like, actually find it and read it out. Can we make that bigger at all? No? Awesome. What if I click on it this way? This page isn't available right now. Here, it's not the best picture, but I can still read that. This game, so again, just take care of yourselves. This game legitimately stuck with me, like, a lot, in some not great ways. I will admit that. This game has stuck with me as one of the best psychological horror games that has ever truly affected me. And do not take that lightly. I'm just going to read the content warning that the game itself provides. This game contains depictions of gender discrimination, child abuse, bullying, drug-induced hallucinations, torture, and graphic violence. This game is set in Japan in the 1960s and contains depictions based on the customs and culture of that time. These depictions do not reflect the opinions or values of the developers or any individuals involved. If you feel uncomfortable at any point while playing, please take a break from playing, speak to someone you trust. And I'm going to echo that sentiment. Feel free to take a break from the stream or VOD if you're watching this post stream. Feel free to take a break.
この先に抜け道があったはず。
何でも聞いた話じゃ狐つきじゃないかって。お稲荷様に呪われた家なんかによく行けるわよね。噂をすればなんとやらだよ。
Oh, fuck. Damn it. Oh, I just realized there was some stuff. There is going to be some stuff later in the game that on a New Game Plus playthrough it skips. Okay. Story-wise, I don't think it's a big deal, but they do, weirdly enough, they cut about half an hour of gameplay. Like, they skip ahead to after the... it's like a video game rule of threes thing of go to room A, room B, room C. And I think once you get to that section of the game, they just, like, after one section, they cut to room C, and it's like, okay, you did it all. Okay. I think by that point, there will be enough context. Shouldn't be that hard to explain. And honestly, it's not my favorite section. It's a cool area, but it's really late in the game to have a very generic rule of threes: go to room, go to room, go to room. It's a little late in the game to have it.
こっち通るの珍しいね。
車が道を塞いでてさ。
千鶴や？
今は誰かと喋りたくて。
私も後から行くね。
うん。じゃあね。
裏切り者。
I'm sure that's fine. And then we're on the other side where the truck was. Yeah, so we're just... streets are a little empty, but we're just on our way down to the shop to hang out with our friends. Our good friends Sakuko, Shu, and Rinko. Alright, road's out. My display's a little funky. Un moment. Hey look, there's a guy sitting on that bench over there. Hang on, I just want to double check. Properties. Okay. Well, if I wanted to adjust my display, I'd have to, like... It's fine. I don't think it's worth doing right now on stream.
Yo, Aibo.
シュウ。
あのさ。
うん。なんか言ってよ。
お前こそなんか言うことはないのかよ。
相棒にないんだったら私にだってない。
お前らしいや。受け身な生き方なんてお前らしくないぜ。お前が自分で選んだ道なら俺はいつまでも応援するからな。
シュ
シュウ君、お待たせ。ひなこもいたんだ。
ウ、リンコ。
何の話をしてたの？
いや、大した話は。
誰かとおしゃべりしたい気持ちだったんだって。
気が紛れたよ。
それはよかった。お役に立てて光栄の極み。会えると分かってたら借りてた雑誌持ってくればよかった。
ああ、貸したままでいいよ。リンコに貸した時点で戻ってくると思ってないし。
んだとこんちくしょう。笑いすぎだよ。サクコだってひなこから何か借りてるんじゃないの？
私なんかあったかな。ねえひなこ、じゃあ私が借りてる500円も返さなくていいよね。
サクコ利子つけて返すとか言ってなかった？
言ってないよ。証文あんなら出してみろ。
いいこと聞いた。これからはサクコに貸すとき消しゴムであっても証文書かせるから。
そんな意地悪言わないでよ。
It's getting pretty Silent Hill out here.
ひなこ、
あ、ごめん。何？
裏切りも。
Oh, this is fine. It's just the fog monster. It's just some kind of devil creature. And now we wait. Unfortunately, now we wait.
ひなこ、しっかり。
お姉ちゃん。
It's all good. It's all good.
痛い。これ何もらっててよかった。
Note from Shu. Red capsules. Yeah, so Shu is the child of an apothecary. He's like an apothecary in training, and he's been making medicine. And he made these little red pills. It's another little Oinori shrine. Yeah, so that's going to be like the most abundant healing item we'll find throughout the game, are these pills that Shu made. Bandages are good. Steel pipe is very good. We now have a weapon. And if you see the crescent moon in the corner, that's the weapon's durability.
ここどこ？急いで咲子のとこに戻らないと。
Find a way back to Chizuruya General Store. More pills. Do I climb? Yeah, okay. Oh. It would help if I just looked. I'm sure that's fine.
シュウ？
I will say, having played this game now like 4 times in the last couple of months, it's been a month since I played it, but having this being my... Yeah, this is my 4th playthrough. Yes. It does make me want to go back to the Silent Hill 2 remake. I only played through Silent Hill 2 once.
シュウ？リンコ？
Silent Hill 2, the remake was real. I know. Okay, so here's something, and I'm interested in hearing what people think. No, not pushing for lurkers to pipe up if they don't want to. Hey, what's that? Hey, buddy. Damn it. Ah, damn it. All right. Yeah, so that's an enemy. Cool. There we go. Yeah, not pushing for anybody to speak up if they don't want to, but or maybe if you're watching this on the YouTube VOD, you can let me know. How do people feel about quality of life for survival horror games? So I was having a conversation with Patches, I think around the time the Silent Hill 2 remake came out, and I was talking to him about playing it. Like, oh yeah, I'm playing it right now, I'm really enjoying the story, you know, the monster designs are really good, all this. And Patches is I'll say tactfully, a more like old school gamer. Like he and I are like fully aware that we just like different things about different games. And that's what makes our conversations, because it's respectful, but we have just differing views. We find different things interesting or fun in gameplay. And he finds it more enriching to the experience of Silent Hill in like the original games, where camera is locked, mobility is a lot harder, like in older Resident Evil games, like that kind of gameplay loop where not only are resources scarce, and you have to manage inventory space and resources, but you also have fixed camera angles, you have worse mobility, you know, tank controls or something. And I was talking about how Silent Hill 2 Remake doesn't have that. There might be something in the settings, you can set it to like the old school style of control, but you have full like freedom of movement with camera and stuff. And he was saying, man, that's a bummer. I'm sad that your first experience with Silent Hill 2 is that. You know, because to him, like, that's not the full experience, which I get. That's valid. You know, because there's the original intent. Okay, we don't technically need what's back here, but let's just wander back here, because I think there might be some collectibles or some, like, healing items or something. Yeah, Yokon. Okay. So, these radios, you have to find 3 radios for the, or is it 5 radios? I think it's like 5 radios and 3 posters and then 1 collectible to do the joke ending. And that is coming through on my controller as well. I love when games do that. I really do. Yeah, and I mean, like, it wasn't like a super big disagreement. It was more so just man, like, you should really give the original Silent Hill 2 a chance. If you liked the remake, you should really play Silent Hill 2 just to feel that original experience, because that restriction of old survival horror games, like that, it was part of the experience. And for me and my gameplay sensibilities, I don't know how I would feel until I actually play the game. But in my head, the idea of those kinds of restrictions, I don't want to say, like, actively make the game worse, but I feel I would only be getting frustrated. You know, it wouldn't feel like it's enriching my experience. It would feel unnecessarily restrictive. We're just going to run past these enemies. That's something else, too. For as much as I will talk up Silent Hill F, great game. It is one of my game of the years. Too much combat. There's way too much combat. Oh, did I want to go up here yet? I think there might be stuff over here. Yeah. Oh no, that's where I came from. Okay. Yeah. I guess this isn't the area I thought it was, but that's crazy. Okay, bye. How? Fuck off. Am I gonna have to fight? Alright. Ugh. But yeah, there's too much combat. Combat doesn't feel scary or, like, intense at all. On higher difficulties, I will say, this is some fucked up VR training. What's going on, dude? I was actually just talking about how, when we were talking about the Silent Hill 2 remake, and how you were telling me that the restrictions of older survival horror games were part of the experience. Like, restricted camera movements, restricted movement, not just, like, the scarcity of resources, but how, like, that was part of the Silent Hill 2 experience, and how, at least from my perspective, more than anything, you just sounded disappointed that that wasn't in Silent Hill 2, the remake, because I remember I was talking about how much I was loving Silent Hill 2 remake, and you were like, man, it just sucks that this isn't in Silent Hill anymore. And I think that goes into what we were talking about just this morning, at least touched on briefly, about how hardware limitations helped mold the game, because those kinds of limitations that you herald as like part of the survival horror experience, fixed camera angles, the low depth of, or the low visibility fog wall of Silent Hill, all of that is because they wanted a certain level of fidelity, but on PS1 hardware, they could only draw so much distance. So like, all of, like, part of what makes Silent Hill such a long-standing franchise, like those early entries that really sold it, both like visually and gameplay-wise, were part of the hardware limitations that Konami had to work around, which is awesome. I am 100% behind that for the sake of like the history of gameplay, the history of this franchise and survival horror as a genre. And forgive me if I'm just speaking a lot before you can respond, but I just find it interesting how we find different parts of survival horror games not more important. I don't want to say that like one thing is more important than another, but it's just that we are drawn to different things. Because like that style of survival horror with the limited mobility and fixed camera angles, that's not my jam. I understand the appeal, I really do, and how that will help the immersion. But, like, I love Silent Hill games for all the different endings and then trying to piece together which endings are real. This game does a beautiful job of that, of, like, every ending giving you something new to kind of chew on. To be like, okay, but how does that fit into ending 2? Is that kind of contradicts something in ending 1? What if that is, give me this? Hey, look, a face, that's fine. I think a horror game is safe when you can look around the corner and alleviate stress, and a safe horror game is very uninteresting to me. So I will say, for Silent Hill, the Silent Hill 2 remake actually does a very good job of giving enemies hiding places. Enemies in the Silent Hill 2 remake can compact to a very uncomfortable degree, like to the point of, I didn't expect one of these to be hiding literally collapsed to like this big behind an end table. What do you mean that was behind an end table? Or like, there are some in this game. This game is a little bit better about that, and different teams, Bloober Team versus Konami's main team. But like, yeah, like that. See, I can look around the corner and see that. Like, this game is better about that, but I knew that was there. This game also, like, I will say the big drawback to Silent Hill F is just that combat isn't scary. There are a lot of combat sequences in this game. They give you tons of weapons, there's weapon durability, but they give you tons of weapons to constantly swap out. Healing items as a resource more so feel scarce than anything else. Weapons do not feel scarce. I don't want to do that yet. I'll head downstairs. I think I got the collectible that's downstairs, but ooh. Household tip for the good wife and wise mother. A collection of loving ways for mothers to create the perfect home. Mm-hmm. That's the 1960s for you. Ah, fuck! Where did you come from? Combat should be scary and stressful, like it depends. When you're James with a pipe, I think every reactive sense pings at once like, dude, anyone would be shook about anything in Silent Hill. Yeah. I guess the, people freeze when burglars break in. Yeah, there's the fight or flight. Fight, flight, or freeze is a very real thing. Dried carcasses are good. Dried carcasses exist just to be enshrined, just to be... It's a treasure item just to be sold. Horror Beyond Comprehension would melt people's fucking brains. Yeah, and like, I never want to give Lovecraft his flowers. That racist piece of shit. Fuck him in hell. But the idea of like the human mind is so like ingratiated to such mundane life, like the modality of just every day, you know, you can plug and play a lot of your memories, you know, if you just get up, go to work, go home, get up, go to work, go home. Like people who are such like ingrained in this rut, if they see something that even begins to question their sense of reality, like, oh, my whole reality says that squid monster from space isn't real. Ah, that's a squid monster from space. I'm gonna go insane now because that is not like my reality refuses that. And if my reality refuses that, then and I see it, then either I'm wrong or my reality's wrong. Both of which are a problem. Like that idea is really interesting to me. Horror Beyond Comprehension. I refuse to believe anyone to be properly coordinated. And I think that's real. I think that's very true, and I understand how that could definitely help with immersion. I do think, because I mentioned to you earlier today that I played through Resident Evil 1 Remake for the first time this year. Like RE1 I played for the first time this year. And having to stop and aim to shoot, that was harrowing. That was a lot. That freaked me out. But yeah, when it comes to survival horror, I'm more so a fan of like cool monster designs, and I love the idea of psychosis, or I love the idea of navigating and talking about psychosis in a narrative like this. Excuse me. Like, for Silent... Things should deter you from zipping through. Yeah, 100%. And I mean... Now, to be fair, even though Silent Hill 2... Even though Silent Hill 2... I would say isn't, like, the scariest game in the world, the ambience alone... I think they fucking nailed, and I was stressed going through the Silent Hill 2 remake just because the level design was, I want to say, like, oppressive. It was oppressive and gruesome. Like, even when there weren't enemies on the screen, it was harrowing just to think about, oh god, I'm gonna have to go through, what do you mean I'm gonna have to go through a hospital like this? What do you mean my cone of vision is just going to be this flashlight as I have to go through a 4-story hospital? That is so many... That is so many spaces for things to hide. I remember first starting Silent Hill 2 and getting to the hotel. I think that was like my first area where I was like, okay, that's enough for me for today. And like that was my session. I saved and turned it off, and I was kind of... Walking to an apartment complex was horrible enough. There's a fucking hospital. James probably. Yeah. Dude. Oh. The one thing that still baffles me is... I played through Silent Hill 2. I really did. I remember so much ambient sound in that game. I do not remember a single track of the, like, or a single bit of the soundtrack, and people were raving the soundtrack, saying it's gotta win, like, soundtrack of the year, best soundtrack, best OST of the year, like, the music in Silent Hill 2 remake is phenomenal. And I'm scratching my head like, I don't remember music. I remember stings. Like, when a monster would show up, it would do, like, a really screechy, like, violin piece to be like, oh, there's a monster. But I don't remember, like, Maria's song. There is music, but it's just so fucking droning to make your brain hate it. Oh, yeah, this way. Yeah, it was was that last year? Came out last year? The soundtrack was nominated for like best music in a game for 2024. I'm going to enshrine. We're gonna sell a bunch of our items just for faith, and then we're gonna go down to pray. And how much? Okay. Health is fully upgraded. Stamina is fully upgraded. Ooh, I can get one final Omamori slot. Silent Hill's atmosphere is like you walk into a therapist office to help with stress. You get strapped in. They get up and start screaming in your face, demand you breathe fast and erratically. I always thought of Silent Hill as you go to the dentist for therapy. Like he's like, I'm gonna go to my therapist office, and you end up at the dentist. And it's just like the smell, the sounds, and it immediately stresses you out. Like you go to your therapist and you wake up in the dentist's. It's like things are familiar, but they shouldn't, like, I shouldn't be here. Okay, yeah, I'm not too concerned about sanity, because I think on the... And that's something else, too. I am playing this on the story difficulty, like the easiest difficulty. On this difficulty, sanity doesn't drain. So if you're looking for a harsher, scarier experience that is more stressful, there are, like, 3 or 4 difficulty settings. There's like story, normal, hard, and Lost in the Fog. Lost in the Fog is brutal. Lost in the Fog is like one enemy will take so much of your weapon's durability, like almost a whole pipe's durability. So combat starts becoming more like, I need to dodge past this enemy because I need to preserve my weapon for the enemy that is actually in front of the door that I need. So this enemy in the hallway, dodge past them, I can't afford to waste resources on this enemy. So there are gameplay options. Like for Metal Gear Solid, there are gameplay options for both of us. Like, you like Metal Gear Solid on hardest difficulty for that espionage style, like I got it, completely ghosted, undetected for the whole playthrough. And me, I like being able to trial and error. I like being able to try the game out because I haven't played it before. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna save up for this Omamori. So the bit with the arch is or the shrine entrance. That is faith. And then Emmas, which are the little bird tags that they're showing right there. Emmas can be found throughout the game. And, okay, so I need 1 Emma, 3,000 faith. Okay. Well, doesn't make it appealing to me. Combat stuff is ultimately the deterrent. Okay. I'm just saying that if I know if you're good enough, if I know if I'm good enough, I won't die, a game isn't scary. Okay. I get that. Okay. What a weird box. Oh, it opened. Antique home. So it ruined Nemesis among various other things. Wasn't... Kitchen knife. Nemesis isn't scary because I have Dark Souls dodge rolls and parries. Are we talking about Nemesis in the remake or the original? Because I have not played Resident Evil 3, period. I haven't played the original, and I haven't played the remake. Not yet, anyway. But I did hear, I think it was Nemesis, that people were saying was bullshit because Nemesis moves as fast as you. So if you make even, like, the smallest little slip-up in your movement, Nemesis will just catch you. Remake? Gotcha. There are dodge rolls in the... I mean, I guess I could have inferred, because there wouldn't be dodge rolls in the... Oh, hello. Nobody behind me. I'm about to lose my weapon. Okay. Yeah, let's bring out the knife. Oh, that only took 2 stabs? Dope. Nemesis was a stealth unit that morphed out of its containment suit. I think Nemesis... I don't know if it's controversial, but I do like Nemesis's design in the remake. I know it was gorier, or like it had like weirder flesh bits in the original. I do kind of fuck with Nemesis's design, and not so much the final version from what I've seen. I don't like the final look of Nemesis, but like Nemesis just walking around, I kind of like with the police tape around it and stuff. I kind of fuck with that. 4-foot insta dodge would kill it. This. I gotcha. I understand. Ooh, toolkit. I will repair toolkit. Can I just toolkit? Little same animation, even the sound. Fuck. Yeah, this game just sticks with me because the in terms of the story and cutscene aesthetic, this game does two things that I absolutely hate. It deals with social anxieties and social fears, which like I get FOMO really bad. So like just the idea of like people talking about you behind your back, or people like two-faced friends, hearing what people like the fear of like what do people really think about you and stuff. This game does that very well. Again, the main character is a teenage girl, so it makes sense that would be a reasonable fear for her. It's a fear of mine. But there's also a lot of trypophobia stuff. So be forewarned if you also have trypophobia like I do, for anybody watching this. There's a lot of that. It's I've gotten used to it in this game. It styles it in such a way where I can stomach it. But like the fear, the anxieties that it explores are anxieties that I have, and the visuals that it uses to depict some of its horror, like body horror and stuff, super triggering for me. So, for better or for worse, this game has stuck with me so much. More so than Silent Hill 2. More so than Silent Hill 2. Nemesis is only like 8 feet tall, though. Mr. X is supposed to be... Really? Interesting. Yeah, because I guess in the style of the remakes, I wouldn't have gotten that. Nemesis just looks bigger. But yeah, I guess if Nemesis is supposed to be a stealth unit, if Nemesis is supposed to be like a stealthy stalker, it makes sense that it wouldn't be as big. Mr. X is cool. I really like Mr. X. I wish more games would utilize the Tyrant, motif, or the Tyrant, gameplay style. Like, the unkillable enemy that will just stalk you throughout the game. I don't think anything I've said about it makes any less a horror game. I just think there's a very special combination of bad control, scary game that makes for such a compelling experience. That taking away from the uniqueness is like when they ruin a lore thing by saying something is scarce, but later everything has it. Or making the perfect chocolate chip ice cream, and then making it peanut butter instead. People may like it, but it's ruined for me. I gotcha. And I do agree. I agree that, the combination of all of these disparate gameplay techniques of controls, camera, the scarcity of some resources and stuff, like, all of that is what made survival horror stick as a genre, you know? Clock Tower, Resident Evil, Silent Hill. I don't want to sound like I'm judging this game based off of the Silent Hill 2 remake. Yeah, no, and like I also don't want it to seem like you're coming across as like a you know, I don't want it to seem like you're coming across as judgmental. I just find it fascinating how our experiences with these kinds of games have shaped what we find more compelling. Like, the gameplay isn't as compelling to me. I don't like the combat in this game, but it's not a turnoff for me because I enjoy the story so much. I enjoy the ambiguity, the visuals. This is a beautiful game. The acting. I still think Kanatsu Kato, deserves, like, performance of the year for this game. She's actually done interviews where she's like, hey, it fucked me up. Like, I've had to go into therapy because of this role. Like, it genuinely messed with me. And, like, as an artist, as a fellow performer, I respect that super hard. To put yourself out there like that for your art. We're gonna enshrine some more, because we've got, some Ramune, Yokan, Antique Comb. Don't have an Emma, though. But yeah, like, I would have to try the original Silent Hill 2. I also can't properly pass judgment because I haven't played the original Silent Hill 2. And I'm sure I would just find different parts of it fascinating and fun. I'm super, just because there's so much in Silent Hill 2 Remake, I had to question how much of this is actually from the original game. Because Silent Hill 2 was a big game. Like, the remake that I played was a big game. How much of this? Oh yeah, so this was our first friend who died. A bunch of holes opened up all over her body, and little, what are they called? Spider orchids? Spider lilies started growing out of her. Well, our friend is dead. RE2 Remake. I adored Resident Evil 2. There's so many games I played on stream where I'm like, fuck, why haven't I played this sooner? This is awesome. Metal Gear Solid 2. Why haven't I played this sooner in my life? I lived until I was 26 without playing Metal Gear Solid 2? One of the best games on the PS2? Probably like... Oh, was she not sympathetic? Was she not at all? I heard that they did change some of the like secondary and tertiary characters.
駄菓子屋の娘に生まれたかったって。ここならいつでも好きなだけお菓子が食べられるよ。おやすみ、咲子。
So in this town of Ebisugaoka, they have very specific religious practices around a fox god. And it is specific to this town, like other places in other villages in the region. You can find like letters and stuff to be like, oh, I visited this town and they worship this god differently than we do. Our friend who died, her grandfather was like the last real shrine keeper for this fox god, and her parents were like, oh, old man, that religion, like, that's dying out. We need red spider lilies are big for representing death, passing, etc. They're all over this game. They're all over this game. Like they own things. Ah. It did that to me with my brain. Yeah, so, But yeah, our friend who just died, her parents owned just like a little convenience store. Like they didn't want to follow in Grandpa's footsteps. But our friend Sakuko was kind of like, oh, this religion was important to our town. Wouldn't it be cool if I became a shrine maiden? Wouldn't it be cool if I continued my grandfather's, like, legacy? You know, nobody else really wants to, but this is important to our town's history. But yeah, she's gone now. Bye, Sakuko. Wants to know if American schools suck. They do. Yeah. Oh, what's that flower? Hang on. Yeah. I don't think we'll be able to get to it. How much, like, so when do you get the high frequency blade? I actually can. So I'm playing on a New Game Plus playthrough just to have the increased health and stamina from previous playthroughs. I can go get a cool sword. I think it might give us a different ending though. So I'm not going to. Not for if we play through, only do if you get a cool cyborg body. About that. Yes and no? I'm gonna say leaning more towards no, but like you're not far off. If we play through this game a second time, I will definitely get the cool sword and we'll do, we'll try and get like some of the other endings, but I do just want to try and get the first basic ending, which we're already pretty en route for. Thy restless heart betrays thee as unfit for the auspicious day. Thou must first pay respect to the gods and the spirits of thine ancestors. A restless heart leads to a corrupt soul. Only through sufficient offerings laid upon many stands may thy soul be cleansed. All right, first puzzle of the game, and I think it just has to do with the knot that's tied. So like this one goes there. It's harder. I have played through. You were saying Fox Spirit? Oh yeah. So in Silent Hill games, I'm assuming. So you played through Silent Hill 2. How many other Silent Hill games have you played through? Because there are a couple things in this game that they do different from other Silent Hill games that I genuinely think is a good change of pace. I think these are genuinely 1 through 3. So the other world, the Dark World, the Silent Hill mainstay where it's like you go to the second part of a level and it's fucked up and evil. I think it's called the other world. When Hinako goes to the other world in this game, narratively she like passes out from something, like whether it's out of fear she passes out. Right now she just passed out from exhaustion. So we are right now in the other world. The other world is this like nebulous dark void with a big beautiful shrine in it, and this is where we meet things like the Fox Spirit. But the cool thing about this game is as you layer these playthroughs together and start getting more story, it's unclear if she's actually entering the fucked up and evil Silent Hill otherworld or if these are just hallucinations. One of the trigger warnings, one of the content warnings was drug-induced hallucinations. And also, at a certain point in the game, we get to find White Claudia, which is a reoccurring flower throughout the franchise. We get to find White Claudia at some point, if you know anything about that. I think, yeah. So the 3 playthroughs that I've done of this game, I have done on different. I'm going to say something completely unrelated to any of this. Okay. This goes here. That looks like it goes here. It's a damn shame we never got a spin-off of Liquid and Solidus like to play as. Dude, a game where you get to play as Solidus? Dude. Yeah, so the 3 playthroughs that I've done, I've played through with the combat on easy difficulty, but the puzzles have a separate difficulty, and I've played through on normal, hard, and Village of Fog. Village of Fog puzzles, like the hardest difficulty puzzles, are ludicrous. There's one puzzle on all difficulties I still don't understand. I will solve the puzzle, but I don't know why that's the answer. And that doesn't feel good. That puzzle won't come until way later in the game, but Village of Fog puzzles are actually crazy. Oh. He's not being immune to a disease he didn't know was created as a final solution for him. Yeah, you can't fault him for that. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine. Just get to the door. I think Liquid's, Look, there's the fox spirit. Liquid Snake going into an interview. What is your biggest flaw? I'm too humble. My humility. I'm just too humble. It's incredible to have humility when your voice sounds like that. Just imagining Liquid Snake like his voice. Oh, I'm so humble. What the fuck was that? Yeah, so this is the other world in this game. Brother! Come now, brother! Surely you wouldn't give up so easy. Why must I have the inferior genes? God. It is crazy to have that voice and to have a little bit of humility, to be like, Such a fun character. Ocelot can never be alone ever again. True. Wait, yeah, Liquid Snake also said, I have the weakest genes, and then, like, his arm did a full, like, took over Ocelot's body. Even had his voice. Even had Liquid's voice. They brought back Cam Clark to play Liquid Snake for all of 30 seconds of voiced lines. That's crazy. Look at all these Emmas. What do you mean, worse genes? Hello, Gray Fox. Doesn't even need jeans. Oh, man. Not the combat khakis. Kaiken. So now I have a weapon in the other world. What are the... God. So later in the other world, we do get another weapon. What are the traditional, like, Japanese polearms called? Like the staves with, like, the pike at the end of them? We get one of those later, and that's really cool. Okay, I don't think...
ここは何の神社？
All good. But today especially. I mean, I'm just thankful that work only had me go in for like a few hours this morning to help out. Oh my god. Oh man. So the smug of that statue. It's got a little bit of a smile, like a little curl. So for people that don't know, I work in an in-care unit, an involuntary care unit for people who are a danger to themselves or others. And this morning, they had me come in for a little bit just to help out so people could take breaks during the morning. Because we have 2 different clients that are on line of sight for behavior. It's one of those things of just like, we're concerned about them, so for the sake of their safety, we have to keep an eye on them at all times. We had like 2. It was just a lot of like, I don't know, like half of my shift was literally just sitting in a chair. But nah, it's stressful. I feel bad that I couldn't stay later, but I just had like other things to do, and then also like this planned for today. Not that this is like, not that streaming is like such a high priority, but I had other stuff going on. No, I don't want to pray. I want to pick up the Yokon. Okay, I need 3,000. Well, I mean, it doesn't even matter how much faith I have because I don't have the Emma to give.
じゃあお前が
Okay. So for this puzzle,
これに似た絵を見かけたよう
Right.
な
So for this puzzle, we passed by the wall with all of those little, like, wooden tiles. Those are called Emmas. And, we passed by a wall full of them. We need to find the Emmas with the right. I've never seen a Metal Gear in any mech games. That's a damn shame. You're right. There should be... We need more... The fact that there hasn't been any Metal Gear... Specifically in, like, Zone of the Enders...
なんでここに
Have there never been Metal Gears in Zone of the Enders? That feels like a layup for Konami. To extol the advent of our clan, we bestow upon this sacred land the name Heaven's Benediction. Like, Ray especially is an easier design to work into things. Ray is such a cool design. Like, Metal Gear Ray is... I understand that Rex is very industrialist. Yeah, but, like, Ray... Ray is much more sleek. You know, Ray... How do I want to describe this? Ray is a better design to me. I like Rex as a quote-unquote, like... Rex feels like a prototype. Rex feels like we got one of these things working, and it's terrifying. But having, like, a bunch of having a bunch of mass-produced Rays was cooler to me, and Ray looked like a more streamlined design that could be mass-produced easier. And I know, like, there's like it's because of just how they're meant to like move through water and stuff, and they're designed different design philosophies went into why these are made. You know, they're made for different purposes. Send forth to the sky a crane, to the earth a serpent, to the spring a tortoise. So we need to find the Emmas with a crane, a serpent, and a tortoise. Hey, look, it's the first enemy of the other world. God, I love the enemy designs in this game. That's horrific. I hate that. Perfect dodge. Cool, and I can't do anything about that. That guy's gonna get up. That guy's gonna get up. If we just nailed some parts of technology and science, and we're just like 20 to 30 years ahead of where we really were, because Rex looks like a genuine attempt at a real walking mech. Ray is pretty mid-tech sci-fi in comparison. Yeah, there's a, so I don't know if you know about the YouTube channel, Defunct Land or Defunct TV, but it's a guy, I think his name is Kevin Perger. He does like huge documentaries about the history of just like theme parks and like animatronics, a lot of like kid-focused entertainment. But he recently did a huge, by recently I mean like couple weeks ago, did like a 2.5 hour long thing about Disney's history with animatronic work and like having characters in their parks that aren't played by people, like animatronics and stuff. And the first, like, the Disney designed a mech. Disney designed like a 6-legged, like larger than an elephant mech that was designed to like walk around its park, and people were terrified in testing. There's footage of this. I don't remember what it's called, but like it was huge, and everybody's just like, that's gonna fall and hurt somebody. That's gonna crush children. I would highly recommend trying to find this. If anything, if you can't, I don't know what you would look up to find this, but I do know in the most recent Defunct Land video, again, it's really long. It is long. It's a feature-length documentary, but I would 1000% try and look for that. Okay. Looking for a snake, a serpent, and looking for a crane, a serpent, and a tortoise. I'm not seeing any on there. That looks like a crane. I think that one's the crane. I think this one's the crane. There's a Metal Gear Peace Walker collab. There was a monster. That's a Monster Hunter. That's awesome. That's sick. Monster Hunter used to rule, dude. It still does. Okay, so I think this is the crane one. So it's the circle line. Okay, so kind of a half eye with the line through it. They just do, like, Final Fantasy collabs. They just put Final Fantasy everywhere. Oh, no, that wasn't the crane one I needed. There's a bunch of other cranes right here. Okay. So the ones that I'm looking for, the... Oh, that's the serpent for sure. So the ones that I'm looking for... Okay, so that's just the circle with a line through it. Giant pizza cutter? Fuck yeah. Oh god, it's up. The monster's up. Stay away from me, stay away from me. To whomever happens to read this note, it becomes so easy if you just stop and give up. After all, you're already among the dead. There was an Inuyasha collab? My partner would love that. I really need to give Inuyasha a chance. I will watch the first 10 episodes of Inuyasha and then fall off. Like, I just cannot stick with Inuyasha. But I really need to give it a chance. Okay. You get Tetsaiga, and it happens like a normal katana before you unsheath it. Just like in the show. Dude. Man. Art used to be cool. I'm just thinking about, like, anime and like games and stuff that used to, like you were saying, like there used to be better crossovers. Okay, I'm looking for the tortoise or the crane. Oh, that's the crane for sure. I think it's like you put your cat into a sheepo costume. Oh. Okay, cool. So two very similar... Stay away from me. That's really fun. It's a Palico as a Solid Snake. So I could just... Oh! I was about to say, I could just brute force the puzzle and Snake with the V. I could absolutely just have tried to brute force the puzzle after getting 2 of the 3 lock combinations. But no, we just happened to find the last one. Okay, I think I can go around here to avoid... Ton of Nintendo crossovers, those are legit really fun and good. Oh, I gotta get that from over here, that's right. That's the actual door out. But the next thing I have to do is over here to open... I gotta open this up to get the key to put in the mouth. Stay away from me. Okay, so it was this, that. Oh, okay, so that has to go there. Maybe that, and then like... There we go. Hey, new trophy. Open the shrine vault to shrine path without getting hit. Dope. Big key. That's so fun. The big pizza. Hey, look, it's the doll. Don't trust the fox mask. Don't trust the fox mask. Okay, we gotta run the key over to the statue. Fuck. Yeah, I know I'm being followed, but I can't see where they are. Welcoming
こちらの
visitors.
扉は聖域へ入ることを許された者にしか開かれない。
私は入っていいの？
もちろんだとも。君を招くために今日がある。まだ少し歩かねばならないが、しばし休もうか。
大丈夫です。
疲れたらすぐに言いなさい。では、行こうか。
Not even the Buster has the Buster Blader not even been in Monster Hunter? Like the giant sword of Final Fantasy? Hey, look, it's the doll. That's fucking nuts. Cause they love putting Cloud Strife in everything. They love parading the corpse of Final Fantasy VII around. I mean, Final Fantasy VII Remake is the thing doing a crossover with Monster Hunter now. Monster Hunter Wilds is doing like crossover stuff. At least that was the last thing that was announced as far as I know. Like the mobile game?
お前は簡単に死ぬようなやつじゃないよな。
シュウはまだ生きてる。
サクコは
Buster Blader.
無事だよな。
I mean, Buster Blader has also never been in Monster Hunter. Slip of the tongue on my part. However, I'm also not wrong. But the Buster Sword. Yeah. That's on me. That's my bad.
一体どうなってんだ。街から誰もいなくなってる。
Oh man, Buster Blader would be awesome.
どこに行っても化け物しかいない。悪夢以外の何者でもないな。
だとしても幸運だったよ。この世界に残ったのが2人だとして、そのもう一人がお前で嬉しいよ、相棒。
リンコは？
俺はあいつに話があるって言われただけで別にその。
リンコは無事なのか？一緒に逃げたんじゃないのか？
俺も混乱してたみたいだ。あの時はみんなバラバラに逃げた。俺もリンコの姿は見てない。
こんな状況でリンコはどこへ？
自分の家か。行ってみようぜ、相棒。
Man.
シュウ？
And Shu's already gone. Can turn my bug into a dragon soul to not ruin how cool the Dragoon set looks. They can make it a morphing fireball. You know?
どうした？早く来ないと置いてくぜ。
Sword and shield that makes the shield invisible. Lets me be a raging ox. That'd be pretty dope, too.
しっかりしないと。とにかくリンコを見つけなきゃ。サクコ、も
I'm sorry, Sakuko.
う行かなきゃ。
Yeah, so Hinako, the main character, and Shu, the guy we were just talking to, they've had like a lifelong, like, joined at the hip, best friendship. They would play games together as a kid, and there's like nothing really romantic between them. Like, there's some kind of like something this game deals with a lot is the expectation of gender roles in the culture in the 60s, but this expectation of gender roles. So everybody's laying this on them that, like, oh, these two kids are gonna get married someday. You know, that's kind of been laid on them because they've been best friends since they were, you know, this tall. And the other girl that we were just talking about, Rinko, who we're gonna go find, she's got damn dirty shippers, exactly. But Rinko's got a crush on Shu, so that has created a quiet resentment in Rinko. Rinko has this quiet resentment about her, which again, performed phenomenally. The performances in this game are so good, but it's created this resentment in Rinko about, like, I like Shu, but everybody sees you ending up with Shu. God forbid this game try to pass the Bechdel test. It does. There are other female characters that we talk to about other things, but unfortunately the character of Rinko does not pass the Bechdel test. Okay, I need to head out. I know I need to head that way, but I'm just gonna look down here real quick.
あの化け物、もういないよね。
Just gonna look around. Because I need to find an Emma. I'm not even sure if there are Emmas that respawn between playthroughs, or if there's a specific set amount of them in the game, and I just need to find a new one that I haven't found yet. That's great. I hear you behind me. That's awesome. Yeah, head to Rinko's house, and Rinko's house is up there. Yeah, oh wow, yeah, we got a long ways to go up to. God, I love the look of this game. Look at this map. God, this map is beautiful. And of course, we've only got literally maybe a fourth of the map right now. As we explore the game, we'll have to go to further and further places. I'll take this toolkit. Hello? Anybody in there? Pills here. What was that, Left 4 Dead? Pills here. Hey, a dried carcass.
供え物。
Don't worry, gang. I found the dried carcass. Wow. Easy breezy beautiful.
これ、もうじき壊れるな。
Yeah, my weapon's about to break, but a kitchen knife is not worth saving. In terms of weaponry, we can find a better weapon that is worth saving. Enshrine the Ramune and the dried carcass. I could go gambling. I'm gonna save up. I'm going to save up in case I find an Emma. Something I lament is that Worlds has a different art direction than the old games. and used a more realistic approach to armor. Well, that's... I mean, I guess it's just dependent on what you're looking for in your escapist fantasy. But, like, give me fun fantasy armor. I don't like the fantasy armor that's like, oh, this metal bikini will protect you. I hate that. Don't give me that. But, like, give me fun fantasy with big spikes and shit. It's honestly when a huge collective of the fanbase started. Now, returning to old is complained to be outrageous. So they had, like... So the one game that got people really into Monster Hunter was different. So now that they're returning to what old Monster Hunter was, I gotcha. It's like, oh, what is this? What a creepy scarecrow. People who haven't been... I gotcha. I mean, I'm trying to think if I can think of a similar franchise that's done that. I'm trying to think if I can think of, like, something I've played. Because, like... Yeah, I can't... I can't think of anything. I know there has to have been, but, like, the Ratchet and Clank games and stuff have just, like, laterally evolved. They haven't really gone back to... Yeah, no, that's a very specific... I guess if you're going from, like... Final Fantasy 7 and 8 back to 9... I can see that, even though 9 is more so in line with older Final Fantasy games. Fallout? Okay. God. I just want Fallout to be ugly again. Huh? Yeah, but I'm specifically trying to think about an example where it would backtrack. It's like if Fallout 76 was ugly. You have, like, Fallout 4, which got a lot of people into it, and then if Fallout 76, for whatever reason, followed a lot of the design choices of the first 2 games, maybe Fallout 3. Like, if that were the movement, from, like, 4 being cool to 76 being ugly, that would have been so... It would have been. You can't just say things like that out loud. I'm just trying to think of an example of a franchise, specifically like the Monster Hunter thing, where the biggest entry in the franchise that got a lot of the player base into it was different, and so later games that went back to the older style, like 7 was different, Final Fantasy 7 was different, then you had 8, and 9 kind of went back to... older Final Fantasy, like Monster Hunter Worlds, and then Rise, and now Monster Hunter Wilds is going back to old Monster Hunter. Don't make me lament what we don't have. I've been playing and I feel the hate from when I... putting 100 hours into it. Man. Couldn't be me reinstalling Smite after a decade of being clean. Couldn't be me going to Smite 2. Look, sometimes you just need to, like, treat yourself. And treating yourself is... Ow. Treating yourself is playing the games you like. You're right. That ain't gonna happen if I'm playing XCOM 2. Okay. Then don't. Be productive. God. I need to be more productive. I have not been productive, like, for the last 2 months. Don't you ever tell me how to live my life? Man, No! Don't do it! No, I've been really bad. I have not been nearly as productive as I should be over the last few months. Really, it's been since like October. And I feel so bad about it. Just not working on anything.
シュウいるか？
なんだ相棒。
And I know being productive will make me feel better, but it's just one of those daunting things of like, oh, going back to something that I haven't looked at. Like, there's a shame to it of like, where was I? How long's it
私はお
been?
前の夢の中ってことはないよな。
だったら互いの頬をつねり合ってみるか。
いや、自分の頬くらい自分でつねれる。
Pinch yourself, Shu.
残念だが夢じゃないみたいだな。
Yeah, but like, yeah. I don't know if I'm in the best spot right now to be going back to some projects. That being said, though, there... I think that's how that saying goes. If you can't make a horse drink, you can't make it breakdance on cardboard. I think that's how the saying goes. Nah, stay away from me. Stranger danger. The fuck was that? Oh, that was the front door to this building. Wasn't it? Lead a horse to Baja Blast, but you can't make him take a big sippy. Play-Doh. My man, Play-Doh. Fun to play with, not to eat. A wise man once said, "Why did they redesign the Danimals mascot?" A wise man once said, "Why did they change the Kid Cuisine mascot? Why did they send all these childhood mascots to rehab?" Dude, that Toucan Sam design was so fucking bad. Oh my god. Ah, fuck. What good is my dodge if I can't dodge everything? What good is my dodge if I just get hit? I have no reason to go up there, because that's just a puzzle that I've done a couple times in my playthroughs. There's just nothing new up there. Interesting. I don't know how I feel about that, because I don't like this combat. I mean, to be fair, almost everything in RE2 you can also just run past, except for, like, clickers, which you can walk past. Or not clickers, lickers. Clickers are Last of Us. Knives break on single use, and I do hate that so much. It's like honey and arc. Why? Why does the honey go bad? Hey, Arc, why does a honey go bad?
昨今とこの神社よく行ったな。
Oh yeah, this is the shrine that Sakuko's family used to take care of. I'm sure whatever's going on in there, that's fine. Look, she's dancing! Look, it's a shrine maiden dancing. I love it. Genuinely, I love that. So, Sakuko's dead. So, who was that dancing in the shrine? The shrine maiden, the would-be shrine maiden, is dead. Antique home. Arare, me? Dude, you're so graceful. That's incredible. How did you even get to Japan in the 60s? Ah! Hey, Shu, you scared me.
おい相棒、リンコの家はそっちじゃないぜ。
Yeah, I know it's not the way to Rinko's house.
ごめん。ぼんやりしてた。
ここ、サクコの
Well,
家の神社。
when it comes to your moves, I'm used to you popping and or locking.
あんまり思い詰めるな。
I'm not used to
そうだな。
the fluid motion of the ocean. I'm used to the popping and or locking of the streets, of which you famously pop and or lock on. I love speaking like I just learned what language is. Eeny, meeny, miny, no. Listen to Blondie Girl by Chin Pop. Okay, DDRS music. Okay, I found the sick fucking sword. Oh, man. I think we've done some other stuff already in this playthrough. It might not seem like it, but I think we've done some other stuff in this playthrough to lock us out of other endings. I think it would be safe for us to pick this up. Doesn't have a phone call in it. There's a gibberish convo in the middle of it. I don't want it. That's fair. Biggie's got a couple of those. Notorious B.I.G. Okay, so we got the cool fucking sword. What the fuck was that? Jesus Christ. Oh, okay. There's a specific way they want us to go for this next bit. Dude, it's got like this cool like cursed shadow effect when you unsheath it, like the treatment of the steel is what gives it that curve and eludes me. I cannot ever draw one with a curve that looks real. It looks so specific. I get what you mean. Now, how about you fuck off? What's this way? Ah, okay. I don't think there's anything I want back here. No. Oh, here's some shit. Here's some shit, right? There was a scarecrow here. Let's see if it'll come back. No, does the scarecrow not want to come back? There it is. Scarecrow's back. There's a way to make it look good, but it'll always curve like a bow if I do it, and that's not it. What are you talking about? Well, now, if I go over here, Scarecrow's gone. It's fun. I love when games do that. Genuinely, it seems like such a simple, like, check of... It seems like such a simple check to do of, like, oh, once player passes by this thing, they look away, they look back, item will be gone, you know, like, just drop it through the floor or something. Da! And now there's a scarecrow right here. Hello, scarecrow. Fuck. I was paying attention to the scarecrow. That actually scared me. That actually freaked me out. I was paying attention to the scarecrow. I think that's the same scarecrow, and it's been jumping around. I think so too. I think it is the same scarecrow. Oh man. That was good. They got me to pay attention to something else. They got me with the old bait and switch. Gross. He's in the background of another shot. Yeah, and I adore. So the next puzzle section we have coming up is scarecrow adjacent. Like, we're in the rice fields. There are scarecrows everywhere. The next puzzle section we have is scarecrows. So it makes sense. Sure, replace the steel pipe with a steel pipe. We're going crazy over here. Alright, well, hey look, there's the key to the door we need. Hello, key. Please grab the key. It would be so much easier if you grabbed the key. bandages. That's the adjudicator. I mean, it's kind of this game's version of Pyramid Head. Like, it appears here once to be like, oh god, look at this thing, be careful. But later in the game, it'll have like more definitive appearances. I think it has a total of like 4 appearances throughout the game, and like its final appearance is truly like a boss fight. Actually, I want to see if it has... So I don't like looking through the journal a whole lot, just because it has everything from the previous playthroughs, but if we go to Monsters, Fogtown... A giant repulsive lump of flesh that is filled to the brim with a maniacal anger. It howls awfully as it swings its large knife in any which direction. Its unfettered anger is no different from that of a wild animal. No, it's far worse than that. Adjudicator. What game is that? Wait, what is this? Wait, this looks familiar. What is this? Early name minerals. What is this? Demon Souls. Okay. Yeah, so you know how things in Silent Hill are always representative of other things? I do believe that this giant lumpy flesh thing with the knife is representative of Hinako's father. Hinako's dad is abusive, and Hinako's mom is... Hinako's mom is a victim of circumstances for the times. She is a woman in rural 1960s Japan. However... Huh? Is there still something walking around? She is a victim of circumstance, however, that does also make her neglectful of Hinako. She's very much like, oh, that's just the way of the world, Hinako, when Hinako's clearly having a terrible time. You know, Hinako is... There's like the monsters and a lot of very scary shit. And Hinako's mom is like, you shouldn't make such a fuss. No man will want to marry you if you're going insane. She doesn't say that, but that's kind of how it feels. Do you know how bad you'll make this family look if you go insane? Fucking sucks. Okay, we almost have enough to enshrine... We almost have enough faith to make a new Omamori slot. However, we don't have an Emma. We need 2 things, and I don't have one of them. Scarce upgrade resource.
お前が泣くとこが想像できないぜ。
もうずいぶん長いこと泣いた記憶がない。
お前は何でも我慢して心に溜め込む悪い癖があるからな。春にはメダカやオタマジャクシ捕まえたっけ。水が気持ちよかったな。 田んぼで遊んで泥だらけになって怒られたこともあったっけ？
こんな状況なのに懐かしい思い出ばかり思い出す。
今ではどれも懐かしいな。
Hmm.
辛くなったらいつでも泣けよ。俺が絶対に相談に乗ってやるからな。
ありがとう相棒。
よし、行こうぜ。霧が深いな。
The fog is so thick. It's so Silent Hill out there. I love referring to things like that like an adjective. It's so Silent Hill out there. God, it's so Silent Hill in this field. Hello, little doll. Hello, pills. Tasty pills. Sickle. Sure, replace my other sickle. Who are you? Why do you always have to be different than everyone else? Freak. It's so Silent Hill F exclamation mark out here. Yeah, so this is the puzzle where we find different groups of fucked up scarecrows. Who are you? Why do you always have to be so different than everyone else? Freak. So let's look around. Hey, why is my dad in this game? Alright, I think the different one... Arms up, arms up. So from what I remember, it's never a male scarecrow. Because they're always going to be talking about... Yo! Haley Stoker, thank you so much for the follow. For whatever reason, my widgets aren't working, but it should sound like this. Super appreciated. Thank you so much. And we also have the... We have... If it wants to load... Happy Tuesday. We are now 1 up to the Balatro follower goal. Down at the bottom of the screen we have all the goals for the channel and stuff. I think the one that's different would be this girl with the head down. So let's pull the pin out. But yeah, how are you doing, Haley? Oh, I'm doing okay. I worked this morning, so like this, for as, you know, horrible and gruesome as Silent Hill F is, this is me relaxing. Card from Rinko. Was always hoping you two would hurry up and cut it out with the weird Space Wars game of yours. Yeah, Rinko's jealousy of Hinako. Perfectly fine. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. I just want to make sure I'm going in the right direction. She's pointing this way. Alright, here we go. Who are you? Honestly, you're helpless without me. Another scarecrow. You're helpless without me. So this is Hinako in the center without... Oh, is it the one holding 2 blades? How was your weekend? Good. I spent the whole weekend at home. I I had a busy Monday, so we were just kind of like, oh, it's gonna be busy on Monday. Let's just hang out at home and not do anything. Started playing some like Ace Attorney Investigations 2 with my partner. We've been playing through the Ace Attorney games, and we're on to like number 5. We played through like the original trilogy, Investigations 1, and now we're on Investigations 2. Movie lover? Oh, I love movies. I actually just saw, unfortunately, just with how busy I've been, I haven't been able to, like, go to the movies like I used to. But I actually just saw, of all things, like, Wicked Part 2 in theaters, and I really like that. Horror movies. Yes and no. I like different kinds of horror movies. I don't like jump scares. I'm bored by them. I'm bored by jump scares. But, like, to give you an idea, like, my favorite horror movie is the Woman in Black remake starring Daniel Radcliffe from, like, 2012. That's my favorite horror movie. I love The Woman in Black from 2012. I think this is the one... Ah, fuck! No! God damn it! I'm playing on the easy difficulty! Why are you here? Get out of here! Okay. Okay, let's... What do you mean that wasn't it? But she's got the 2 sickles. Because she's useful to the... Ugh. Get out of here. Get... How much? Oh my god. Stay down. Man. Is there a... Oh, there isn't a... Oh no, there's a thorn right there. Or there's a little... Card from Rinko. I mean, you did answer my unspoken wishes just in the worst way possible. I more so like horror games than horror movies. I really don't know what it is about it, but playing a horror game is much more interesting to me than watching a horror movie. Just the agency and interactivity of a horror game I find more fascinating. Horror movies are fine, but unfortunately I end up getting tricked into watching slop. Like, I want to say one of the more recent horror movies I've seen is, like, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. And it's just, like, gory slop. Terrifier 3. Terrible. Terrible movie. God. And I don't just mean that it's, like, gore porn. I just mean that, like, the story was, like, so... Like, it's one of those things of, like, if you just strip away all the gory bits, what is left? And not anything really of value. Like, Terrifier Part 3 was boring. Boring and made me queasy. And, like, that's not a good combination. Have you seen Insidious? No, that one's on my list. People have told me to watch Insidious, The Witch. There were a couple other ones, like horror movies. Or more like thrillers, I guess. Yeah, Insidious, The Witch, and, oh man, it's on the tip of my tongue. Hereditary? I couldn't finish Hereditary. Once again, I was kind of bored. I'm very hit and miss with A24 and Ari Aster movies. Like, I did not like Midsommar. I watched Midsommar, and all I was left with was a resounding shrug. Like, the only bit of Midsommar that really stuck with me was when the boyfriend was having a terrible trip, like, drugged up, having a bad time. He turned to somebody, he was like, please help me. The boyfriend has been a piece of shit the whole movie. He turns to somebody, he's like, please help me. And this woman claps right in his face, and it, like, echoes and reverberates, and he's just like, oh no. that stuck with me because yes, what is happening is awful and terrible, and I would hate for that to happen to anybody for real. Like, Midsommar happening for real is like, damn, that's crazy. That fucking sucks. That's horrifying. But that moment, for whatever reason, broke the whole thing being scary for me of like, oh god, what's happening? To just... It made me laugh. I don't know if that makes me a bad person, but to be fair, the boyfriend was being a piece of shit throughout the whole movie, so I had no sympathy for him. I felt no sympathy for the boyfriend. Who are you? I'll be your friend, otherwise you'd be so miserable alone. You seen a romantic series? Is that like the name of a movie series, or just like a series of romantic movies? You'd be so alone. Okay, so is there somebody looking at... Where's Hinako? The Summer I Turned Pretty? No. I've heard of it, and I know that there's been a recent adaptation of it. Is it you? I mean, we've got the sword. We can just keep trying. It's really cool. I gotta... The problem is with just how busy I've been. When I have time to just like hang out, it's usually after my partner gets home, and we tend to play games more than we watch movies, or if we do watch something, we usually watch like a show. Like recently my partner's been watching a lot of like oh god, she's been watching a lot of Handmaid's Tale, and like I'll watch a few episodes of that. That's been genuine like horror. That's been really good. That is terrifying. Worth a watch. Should like hang on. Where is... You'd be alone. Hang on. Let me read this again. What is it? Who are you? I'll be your friend, otherwise you'd be so miserably alone. So that tells me there's like a... In Cali, by the way? Alright. I'm in Washington. I'm in Washington. Rainy and miserable. Oh, DC. No, Washington State. North of California. No, I don't think this is it. Be so miserably alone. White, white, red, yellow. Oh, is it this one way away from everybody? Oh, fuck, no, you're real! Get out of here. Get out of here. Christ, okay. I'm going to fix my sword. Oh, what am I doing? Maybe after I've streamed. Actually, I do have, if you are interested, I do have a Discord server where people can like vote on the games that I play and stuff, and if you're interested at all, I do have the Discord linked in my like the Discord server linked in my Twitch bio. Oh my gosh. Okay, hang on. Let me figure out this puzzle. It's been so long since I've just played this on the easiest difficulty. Is it the way they're looking? So you're not looking at anybody, you're not looking at anybody. This is the only one that is looking at somebody, so this tells me that it might be this one. Oh my gosh. One moment. I tend not to like look at Discord while I'm streaming. I can totally like take a look after. Like I said, there's the Discord server if you wanted to. Fuck, hang on. There's the Discord server linked in my Twitch bio, but yeah, I tend not to like. I try not to look at Discord or open Discord while I'm streaming. I don't want to get too distracted. Get out of here. Man. Yeah, for sure, once I have time. Okay, so it's not... Who is it? Is it you? Is it the... Because you kind of look like... 11? Yeah, absolutely. Once I'm done stream, I mean, I'll still be streaming for like another couple hours, so. Okay, and cool, they respawn, so you've respawned. You'd be so terribly alone. Who are you? I'll be your friend, otherwise you'd be so miserably alone. Is it like these two are paired up, these two are paired up? It wasn't that one, so is it like... Man, I really hate having to do this trial and error. Oh my god, get out of here. So many scarecrows. No. Okay, let's try this one. We're just gonna trial and error. Because you know what he did when you decided you weren't going to play anymore? He pathetically kept at it, playing that silly game all by himself. Again, it'd be interesting to know if these are real notes left by Rinko, or if these are just like her internal thoughts, if this is just what Hinako thinks, Rinko is thinking. Cool, so the sword heals up while it's sheathed. Good to know. No, get out of here. Do not follow me. Okay, is this... Who are you? Tell me truly, you two aren't anything more than friends, right? I've always been watching you when you weren't looking, you know. Okay, so let's find... Okay, so this one is looking... We're looking for a shoe. Looking at a Hinako, and then behind them is this Rinko. Does it want the Rinko or does it want the Hinako? Nope, it wants the Hinako. Okay, sounds good, Haley. I appreciate it. Yeah, and I don't once I'm done here, I'll also probably be looking at that as well. Oh, I didn't read the card from Rinko. All right. Well, I got it anyway. Yep, this way. No, thanks. That's just a bunch of scarecrows not associated with the... Here we go. Here's the next puzzle. Who are you? You. Yes, you. Is there a... This is the one that doesn't have... Hey, card from Rinko. Today is your funeral. I don't think it will be long before he finally gives you up. Least you can do is show him that Shimizu Hinako is no more than ash now. Alright, 1 second. I hear my cat. He ran right up into my chair.
Oi, Hinako!
Hi, baby boy. Alright.
さっきのは
早く来いよ!
Alright. It's okay. You just want to hang out? You just hang out right here, can't you? Alright. His name is Irbis. It's, Polish, I think, for, leopard. And he's got, like, spots on him, because he's a Bengal. He's got spots. Hang on, let me pick him up again. No, come back here. Come back here. No. He ran away. Yeah, he's got like leopard print spots. Anyway, yeah, freaking scarecrows suck. All right.
Hinako!
リンコは
Oh, the Scottish folds. Scottish folds are so cute. I love Scottish folds.
リンコ! 俺だ! シュウだ! いるなら返事してくれ!
Stacy, that's a good name for a cat.
来てくれたんだ。
I love human names on cats.
よかった。
怪我はないか?
I had like a great uncle. It's one of those like really, really old relatives, and you ask, it's like, how are we related to this guy? Like, I think he was a great uncle or something, or like a great uncle. But he had a really old like hound dog called Frank. And like when he got mad, when he got mad, it was Franklin. So like if the dog was like getting into something he shouldn't have, just Franklin. Dog knew his name. If it's I am a big advocate for like letting animals kind of name themselves. Like animals will respond to certain sounds. Like whether it's a hard K sound or like a soft S sound, like there are certain sounds that like make an animal's ears perk up. So like start playing around with some of those sounds and see what they respond to, and then kind of find names around those sounds.
街を出るって。
Because what good is a name if they're not going to use it?
みんなは
助けを呼ぶためにも今は行動を急いだ方がいいかもしれない。
みんなを見捨てるわけじゃない。助けるためにも一度脱出する必要があるんだ。
でも街を出るって言ってもあれじゃ無理だよ。
無理ってどういう意味だ？
そっちの窓から天井が見えるよ。霧が濃くなければ。
All right, Haley. I will probably still be here if you come back, but if not, I hope you have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, the bridge is out. The bridge is destroyed.
東の鉄橋がダメなら西の県道を目指そう。
シュウの家の
Yeah, see you around.
山を抜けるのか？
あの山越えられるの？
わさび田への道がある。うちだけの抜け道だ。リンコ、念のため薬や絆創膏を持っていきたい。
台所に救急
Wait,
箱あるの。
wasabi fields? Those are wasabi fields?
私も一緒に行こう。手伝う。
相棒が一緒なら安心だ。
Huh. That is how wasabi grows. That's beautiful. I love this part. I love this part. Beware Rinko. There's some of the flowers again. Not the spider lilies, but... Oh, oh, oh. Ooh. So it is a little... We don't see Rinko move. So it is left a little ambiguous. Did Hinako trip? Did Rinko push her? 6 of one, half a dozen of the other? We are now in the other world. Muhaha. It's a good time. What happened? Go on ahead. There he is. There goes Fox Mask. Deeper into the shrine. Yeah, this one's not too bad. That's fine. I'm not even worried about that. You have no idea. What even was that? Who can say? Pick up the Higashi. We have some bloody instruments and a fox mask. Some kind of severed human arm. Higashi. Alright, that's not open yet. Actually, nah, that shouldn't be open yet. Yeah. That will open up 2 rooms from now. Start by going here. Absolutely take the Yokon. I think something is I think I'm missing something. Nope, I always do that. I know there's nothing down that hall, and I always go to look anyway. Should be... Shriveled Aburage. Beautiful. Beautiful game. Can I go in here? No. Where's the key again? It might be back. I don't think the key's in here. Divine water, empty. Okay. Maybe there was an Emma in here at some point. I remember visually, I remember what room the key is in. Okay. One spot I haven't tried yet. Yeah. All right. Enshrine. We'll enshrine all of that. We don't have an Emma. I'll draw one. Slightly restores max sanity after a perfect dodge. Nah. Swordfish. After countering an attack, stamina will not be consumed for a set time. Nah. Weasel. Greatly increases damage dealt by normal attacks, but Hinako will no longer be able to stun enemies. Okay. Ooh. I'd have to see numbers. I'm a big numbers person. Oh, yeah, we'll just save in a new slot. Anyway, let's go over here now. Don't believe the fox's words. Stay away from the western room. I'm gonna go to the western room. That's now open. You can see it open right there. That wasn't open before.
あそこ開いてたっけ?
Face is removed. So it's Junko, Sakuko, Rinko, and then our head is just straight up gone. Yeah, in the ceremonial garb that Junko's been wearing, in the Shrine Maiden garb that has been associated with Sakuko, and like her want to be a Shrine Maiden, which is articulated more thoroughly in a lot of notes and stuff, and later in other playthroughs it's been insinuated more. I realize that that might not be articulated well early game, like right now, but like I promise you it's there. Give this game a chance. This is one of the games of the year. Rinko with the long hair and us in the just generic school outfit. Uh-oh, what's that behind me? Inari sculpture. Don't trust him. And now there's enemies walking around. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Just don't touch me. If you could not touch me, that would be so cool. Yeah, and it's that cool polearm I wanted. A Naginata. It's not dead. Tattered paper. It is a long-standing custom within the Tsuneki family for the next heir to present his bride with this Naginata on their wedding day. The decorations of the handle are also changed to suit the bride herself. In honor of the family's newest bride, the design of a fledgling bird with its wings spread wide has been embedded in gold leaf into the handle, reflective of not only the bride's name, but the hope that she shall soar high on gilded wings. You'll never believe what Hinako's name means. You'll never believe what Hinako's name means. And like the imagery of a small fledgling bird is pretty consistent throughout the game. Finally. Something's supposed to go there. We gotta go get like a big ball to put in the dog's mouth.
Sakuko?
Kochira yo. Nah, I'm good. Nothing here. We're just going to keep running, and once we're inside next, we'll actually be pretty safe. I just want to make sure got everything there. Yeah, and we're safe now. For whatever reason, they can't open that door.
Shoko? こんなところに?
And then in here is where we find some things like I was talking about with like doctor's notes and stuff. All the secret arts medicines succumb to us, spirit and flesh. Yeah, so there's some notes in here about like a family with a history of psychosis. There's some notes in here from a doctor, the town doctor, about how medicines have been having adverse effects on some patients, you know. Oh, let's change up the formulas. There are some notes in here from like a chambermaid, I think, talking about like a very aristocratic family, you know, a very well-to-do family, and like, oh, I've been hearing whispers. Ritual is held. The Igarashi clan, last descendants. I don't think. Not enough. The honorable blood, fill it up, make it full.
Sakuko? Sakuko なの? どこ?
Nothing. Nothing. Only pills. Nah, just leave me alone. It's fine. Why are you chasing me? That's so weird. Leave me alone. That's crazy. Leave me alone. Dog, leave me alone. I'll take the Kutsuti. That's a dead end. Fuck. Yokon, Divine Water, all of which I'm going to enshrine. And I'll draw another Omamori. Tanuki. Turns physical damage received into sanity damage. Wait, so turn physical damage into sanity damage. Real quick. So the whale I do probably want to keep equipped, but I'm just going to read through some of these. God, there's so many of them. Ugh. Excuse me. So on the easy difficulty, do I even lose health then? Take less damage when facing multiple enemies. Greatly decreases damage taken at full health. And if I have this equipped, I'll always be at full health. Greatly decreases the amount of stamina consumed while sprinting. Greatly decreases damage dealt by normal attacks. But Hinako will no longer be able to stun enemies. Beetle greatly increases damage dealt to stunned enemies. Weapon durability consumption. Increases stun power. Restores current max sanity after a perfect dodge. Decreases enemy line of sight. Greatly decreases focus charging time. Decrease sanity consumption while focusing. Restores spare weapon durability upon defeating an enemy. Slightly restores current max sanity after defeating an enemy. Okay, so if I have this and then I defeat an enemy with also the Tanuki equipped, I'm increasing my health. Slightly restores health after defeating an enemy. And the crow's the one I have equipped. Wait a minute. So let me put the Tanuki on. So physical damage becomes sanity damage, right? That's how I'm reading that. Turns physical damage received into sanity damage. Hit me. Okay. Hang on 1 second. Just got some notification. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Okay. Okay, 1 second. Stamina, I'm always at full health. I'm always at full health. I'm not at full health right now. Hang on, let me. Okay. I'm at full health. So I should be taking less damage because I'm taking sanity damage. Give me the ball. Give me the stone orb. That's fine. And now this way is open where the Kutsu-T was. This way. Nuh-uh. Why would you even say or think that because it's true? Oh, that's a lantern. That's not a little box I opened. Ow. There we go. Dope. Ooh. Oh. Hey, and going to the shrine heals our sanity. Okay. And shrine. Water. 4 first aid kits. Alright, let's save it real quick. Because we are about to do first boss fight of the game. So remember earlier when we saw the shrine with the shadow of the maiden dancing? The shrine maiden dancing? That was what I think a little bit of the other world seeping in. Such a good boss design. Alright, and she disappeared over here. Over here. I think it's working. I think I am taking less damage because of the turtle. Okay. I guess I will dodge that. Fuck. This way. Cool. And that's the boss fight. Good boss fight. I do like that boss fight. Even though I'm not a huge fan of the combat, I do think the boss fights in this game are pretty good. And final boss fights, not so much. Huh. Dope.
つきものの分際でここへ踏み入ろうと愚かな。
今のは
君についてきた汚れだろう。もう失せた。安心していい。属性に生きる以上、汚れがつくことは仕方がない。払えばいいだけのことだ。行こう。この先は神聖な領域だ。私も君も汚れは持ち込めない。ここで汚れを。
This'll be fine. All you gotta do is cleanse. All right, yeah, what's going on, Chasm? I'll definitely take a look at that once I'm done streaming. For whatever reason, my alerts aren't working, but that's what the alert should have sounded like. But yeah, Chasm, I'll definitely take a look at that once I'm done streaming. I don't like
さあ
opening up all that stuff while I'm streaming. I'm sure this will go well. It's just water, Hinako.
大丈夫ただの水だよ
It's just water. Looks fine to me. I'm sure that's fine. Okay, so we've already hit that point. Interesting. Okay, so there's a point in the game. I don't know why they're doing this to us now, because this doesn't come up until later in the story, like the next time we visit the other world and stuff. But there's a point in the game where Foxmask, we consistently get the messages from the doll that say don't trust Foxmask, but Foxmask keeps telling us, oh, we need to prepare you for the ceremony. And I guess good if you're not into this kind of stuff. Good if this is okay that they're skipping this if this stuff bothers you. But there's a lot of body horror in this scene. The 3 rooms I mentioned, there are 3 rooms we have to go to. One of the rooms, we get a seal branded on our back. Like a blistering hot brand right on our back. Another room, I think we have our eyes removed and replaced with a fox mask. And then in the 3rd room, Hinako cuts off her own arm, unassisted by any kind of sedation or anesthetics. And you saw that big, woolly arm. It's supposed to be like a big fox arm thing. It doesn't look like that to me. It looks like it's from one of the villagers from RE8. I digress. But yeah, so in preparing for the ceremony, Hinako, just following Foxmask, I don't want to say blindly, but she has developed this kinship and almost like an imprint on Foxmask in a very yucky way, where she's like, oh, he knows what's best for me. And all this mutilation to herself to prepare her for the ceremony. Whatever that means. So that is the bit that they're cutting out here. Yep. Cut out the eyes, she cut off her arm, and we are branded.
Hinako! Oi! しっかりしろ!
ドジだね。あんた階段から落ちたんだよ。
Sure I did, Rinko.
腕、どうした?
あれ、引っ掛けて破いちゃったのかな。
特にあざはないみたいだな。痛むところはないか?
うん、大丈夫。
それはよかった。
どうした？
行こう。時間を無駄にした。
よし、行こ
私をちゃんと守ってよ。私ひなこみたいに強くないんだから。
う。分かってる。俺から離れるな。目指すは俺の家だ。裏道から山を越え県道に出よう。俺が先頭を行く。
Oh,
相棒
that's
は
right.
しんがりを。
分かった。
Once again, thank you, Chasm, for the follow. Let me update.
真ん中なら安心だし。
One thing to keep in mind for this game, for as much as Rinko is meant to not be disliked, she is very much also, she's a child in this world. She is also a product of her time, and she has also basically been raised with these same expectations of, you are a woman, you will do this, you will do that. So I don't think it, for as much as Rinko is kind of vilified by the story, I think it's also worth remembering that she is just a child. I genuinely don't think any of the kids in this game are to blame for the systems in place that they were born into. Alright, looking at the time, I think I'm actually gonna call it there for today. So, we can save over here. We got through a couple sections of the Dark World, or the Other World. I want to thank everybody for hanging out. I super appreciate it. We can enshrine. Even 300, love to see it. Yeah, and no stream tomorrow, maybe Thursday? Maybe Thursday. But yeah, I want to thank everybody for hanging out. I'm going to drop some socials. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for hanging out. If you want to know when to go live, follow me on Twitch. It's the easiest way to know when to go live. There's also the shop that sells shirts and hats that I design. There's the VODs channel. There's the Discord server that votes on games that I play. If you're watching this on YouTube, the Discord server will not be linked below. You can find that permalinked over at my Twitch channel. Yeah. Good time. Genuinely, I love this game. It is heavy. I will say that. It is very heavy, and if some of the later... if some of the later parts of this game get too heavy for some people, especially revolving around child characters, I totally get that. Take care of yourselves. Make sure you're, you know... Not just paying attention to your body, and if you need to rest or if you need to eat, stay hydrated. Of course, take care of yourselves in that way, but also like take care of yourself. Even if it's like, even if you're thinking, I need to help other people. Well, it's hard to help other people if you're not taking care of yourself. Yeah, I guess that's kind of the takeaway from all this is whenever we play like a really heavy psychological game like this, Omori. I want the message to always be to take care of yourselves. But yeah, genuinely, I think with the pace we're going at, this could take like 3 streams. Maybe we'll finish it this week if I stream Thursday, Friday? Maybe? Alright, I'm gonna get out of here. Be good, be kind, treat people the way that you would want to be treated, and I will catch you in the next one.